Welcome back. We're talking Ogun Governorship race. Remember, we told you earlier that we invited Adekunle Akinlade of APM. We also invited Boyega Isiaka of the African Democratic Congress and Dakwa Abiodun of the APC, and they all promised they were going to be here, but they're not here. They said they're going out for their campaigns. We're still expecting Isiaka, who he says is on his way here. Hopefully he's not stuck in that traffic. But we have in the studio Ademola Ogunbanjo of the Alliance for New Nigeria. Thank you. You were talking about how you ran away from home, and you think that is part of what prepared you for this office?
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, absolutely. Because, you see, you've got to be relatable. You've got to be empathic or empathetic. I don't even know which word is correct. I think you can help. You seem to be empathetic. Thank you. I've learned that now. Now, so because you've got to be able to understand what people are going through before you can even prefer solutions. A number of the people parading themselves as candidates running for office don't even know what the issues are. When you don't know what the issues are, how do you solve the problem? So what I'm saying to you is that journey.
So you ran away at 8.
So I ran
you were dragged back home by the neighbor.
Yes. So I was dragged back because I became a bus conductor at age 8. I was, bus conducting from Ikeja to Ojuelegba, and I had run away from home, and home was in Fadei. So a neighbor entered my bus, and then, long story short, returned me home from Lagos, and then I was sent back to Ijebu, before I cost the poor man I was living with, for the trouble. And then, so I went to Abusiodun Academy. I graduated from there. And while I was there, I would work at the sawmill just, to buy uniform and school, sandals. It meant nothing. It wasn't me suffering. It was just me having to do some work to get what I wanted. Right? It wasn't, as if my mother couldn't afford any sandals at all. I'd lost my father at age 4 in 1978. But she could afford rubber sandals. I wanted leather sandals. To make the difference, you go work. So working was dignified in those days. You don't see that anymore. People stand by the roadside when they see a nice car, and then they stomp their feet and raise their hands, and they expect you to drop cash. And then I moved from there, went to uni, Obafemi University. I graduated, became a banker. The bank sponsored some of us to go study financial management, University of London, University of Reading, respectively. I was one of those. I left banking for telco. I became a strategy consultant, moved into energy investments, funded myself later to go to Said Business School, University of Oxford. My work experience has transformed as my education transformed. I have seen personal change in my life, so I understand poverty. I have lived through it. And I also understand wealth, because I live close to it now. I'll soon become wealthy, hopefully.
When you become governor?
Not quite. Because I always say this, there are opportunities for you to make money even as governor or senator or whatever else, because opportunities will open up to you. You sit in a position where you will see more things than I see now. And then you will know which opportunity to plug the right way. You don't need, if you're a right-thinking person, you don't need to dip your hands into the treasury of a state before you can enrich yourself through, the work experience that, even as when you're working in an industry, maybe you work in oil and gas, and then you see an opportunity for supplying petrol and diesel, it's because you are in that industry that you see the opportunity. Whatever industry you're in, whatever work you're doing, there are opportunities that are there that will open up to you just because you're there.
Okay, so in our first segment, we talked, Lera mentioned that we're talking to Prof. and Mrs. Ibanga, and it mentioned qualities that every leader should have. Moral quality, intellectual quality, emotional, physical, networking, multicultural ability. You say you have all of this.
These are qualities that if you didn't have, you couldn't even have gone as far as I have in my profession. I am GM of the business support group of an EMP company in Nigeria, a $2 billion worth company. I sit on the executive council of that same company. The company that takes these values extremely seriously. But that said, it's about upbringing. It's about the family code. Your moral code is developed from the environment which you grow. And the reason why you look around you today and we see some of the things that we see that break our hearts is because that moral code is disappearing fast. And it's not only because of poverty. People beg while on the job. You drive through a toll gate and then you expect your change and somebody says, Your boys are loyal, sir. Leave these ones for your boys. Leave what for? Can I have my change, please? That's not poverty, that's greed. That's the music we listen to. Right? If you don't get money, hide your face. Money, 20 billion for the account. It's cash now. It's all about the Benjamins. We're losing very fast our value system. The elections of 2019 is not about who can deliver infrastructure or education.
Part of what you're seeing is a product of what the political class has brought in. And you're part of the political class.
I am now part of the political class.
So how do you intend to change that if you're part of the mess?
No. I wasn't part of the political class when the mess was created. I'm a newbie. But I will not deny that I have now become a politician in this process. But the name politician, that word, the reason why most of us don't want to wear that tag is because they messed it up. But I'll wear it proudly because what I'm going there to do is to clean it up. We cannot continue to stand on the sidelines and complain about what's not right, yet do nothing about it. Nobody has more right to Nigeria than you do. We have equal rights. So we can't continue to say this is what they've done to us. No, not at all. This is what we have done to ourselves. Those who don't vote are as complicit as those who sell their votes. We must step forward to vote in a democratic system. The people deserve the leaders that they get. And we must change the narrative if we're so interested, if we're so inclined. Nobody will change it for us. Some of us will only vote. Some of us will run for office. I have chosen to run for office because I have realized that voting is not enough.
Okay. Why did you choose the platform of the Alliance for New Nigeria?
Oh, well, interestingly, I wasn't planning to run for office. Pt.2, as a good friend of mine, my presidential candidate, decided he was going to run for office. I was supporting him from day one. And then, long story short, we joined ANN. I joined because at the time we had learned that at the presidential primaries, all card-carrying members of the party will vote. So I just wanted my own vote for Pt.2. That was February last year. By late February last year, I got the mandate from God to run for office because I was aggravating about the state of affairs in Ogun State. And he said, his words, "Toba Kailara Toyin, step forward, I'll go with you." Those were his words.
Really?
Yes.
He spoke those words to you?
Yes.
Oh.
I speak to him from time to time.
Oh.
I hope I actually listen more because he talks back.
Okay. You spoke to him and he answered you in those exact words.
Toba Kailara Toyin, step forward, I will go with you. Recognize, however, that doesn't mean I'll make you the next governor. Step forward, I'll go with you. Okay. I have stepped forward. I can tell you categorically, he's with me.
Okay. It's a pity the other guys haven't made it here. I would have liked to hear their reaction to this. But
I'm sure most of them will say the same thing. Everybody believes
exactly.
that
I was going to say
mandate.
That God gave them a mandate. Yes. God told
And I guess
them.
at the end of the day, is whoever runs the race well, that he will crown king.
Do you think you have a chance in Ogun State?
Absolutely. It's the reason I'm running. I have a chance. I need to speak to the people. But we need to speak to their hearts.
Okay.
Not just their minds, because we need to help them. We need to raise their social awareness. We need to help them understand that the power rests with them.
Mm-hmm. But do you think that the Ogun State people have now reached a place where they will jettison poverty and look for that person who they believe will take them out of their current situation, but who doesn't have the funds to give them money today?
So what I have found is that when you engage the people and you engage them without any message, no meaningful message, you can't paint any picture of a future that they can relate to, they expect you to drop a lot of money. And my counterparts do that sometimes. Some of them do. But when you engage them with a message, when you inspire their hearts, when you speak to them, though their bellies still rumble, and you must attend to that as well.
With hunger.
But, yes, but on a lower scale. What I'm saying to you is that the people of Ogun State will take a message and little, gifts from you because of the quality of your message. It is when you don't have a message that you then need to spend, millions and billions, and then you get yourself into debt, and then it becomes clear that once you get into office, you have to pay back your debt and recoup your investments with interest as well. The people are becoming more enlightened. They are actually more enlightened than we give them credit for. You need to speak to them, and then you'll understand. And when I say them, I'm talking about mechanics and market women and the young chap that goes to. They understand the dynamics of politics. They recognize that they may have been complacent in time past. 2019 is going to be different. Money will not win the elections in 2019. Belief will win the elections in 2019. People will vote their belief.
You've said something earlier about having to take a bike to get here because you had somewhere to go to. In other words, there are those who look at you as being desperate. There are those who look at you as being one who understands the essence of keeping to time. Now, should you get into office, would you be that person who understands the need to be somewhere and not be the desperate one? Would you be the person that the people can say, hello, Mr. Adebanjo, see our situation here. This is what we want to do. Would you be that person that would say, my yes is my yes and my nay is my nay?
So, see, interestingly, if this wasn't a live telecast, if it was something that we need to record and then air later, I may not have gotten on a bike. Yeah? It's live TV. You've been told about it for like a week. The least you can do is get there early. If that means desperation, well, then I guess, making your appointment on time is desperate. Right? Now, to the question. My yes must be my yes. My faith requires me for that to be the case. My faith says I shouldn't swear, not by anything, not even by the name of the Lord, not by the hair on my head, because I can't even create it. But let your yes be yes and your no be no, and that's what I offer, sincerity of purpose. Well, first, we are, in my opinion, first spirit beings before we're human beings. We can sense when people are lying to us. It's why your Bible will say, "You're joking, padanu iro." And it don't parat and it don't pafu. We can always tell. And that's what I'm selling.
Please translate.
Well, two people don't lose out on a lie. The person lying knows they're lying. The person they're lying to oftentimes know. It's a lie. But we choose to buy what lie we want to buy, depending on what's convenient for us at any given time. What I sell is my sincerity of purpose, and I believe that if you engage me, you will hear it, you will feel it. It's an energy. If it is true, you will sense it. If it is not, you will sense it as well.
So you're not concerned about who say, what has he done before?
What have I done before?
Besides working in the private sector and running away from home, what have you done before?
And being a bus conductor.
People have asked, what have you done for your community? I said, government money is for government work. What have I done for the people that are close to me and those that I don't even know their names? That's their story to tell, not mine. But I have done many. I don't put signposts on the good that I do. It's a requirement as a human being. It's a test of our humanity. That once you can afford to take care of yourself, you must very quickly move into altruism. What have I done? The stories abound, but not mine to tell. My faith says whatever my right hand is doing, my left shouldn't know about it. So I'm not going to say I paid these school fees, I've done this, because I have. I continue to. But that I do only as a citizen. A politician and a philanthropist are two different people. Once a philanthropist becomes a politician, there's no sincerity in the work of his charity. And once a politician begins to act like a philanthropist, be careful.
He wants something back.
Exactly.
Now, what about this zoning issue? Quickly, in just one sentence.
Zoning?
Yes.
What about it?
You are from East Ogun or something.
Oh, yes, Ogun East.
And they say that it's the turn of Ogun West.
No, there's no turn. It's just that the Ogun West people have, not produced a governor yet. And I'm sure they
want one.
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, they must. Yeah, they're working hard at it. Okay. Akinlade is from West, GNI is from West. Dakwana from Ogun East, and we're all going for it. It's about who is capable and who has the capacity to deliver.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ademola Ogunbanjo, governorship candidate of the Alliance for New Nigeria for Ogun State. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We also invited Adekunle Akinlade, APM governorship candidate in Ogun State as well. He said he was going out. This morning we heard he's going out for his campaign, that he can't make it. Boyega Isiaka told us that he's on his way. He's of the African Democratic Congress. And I guess he couldn't make it before the show. And Dakwa Biodun, also we heard this morning, he's decided that he's going out for his campaign. He's not coming to our studio. But thank you so much again for
Thanks for having me.
Sunrise will be back in a moment. Please join us again.